Hey guys, welcome back to another Makeup Monday. So today, our focus will be eyes. I'm pretty excited about this one. Of course, this is like one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup, the eyes, and I love, of course, contouring, but that's for a whole nother video. So like I said, today's focus will be eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows off of the camera since that's not gonna be our focus today, and I'll be right back. So I'm back, my eyebrows are done, and I know I look a little crazy, but I've added my eyeshadow base. Now, since I'm using colors, I like to use a lighter base. Sometimes I'll even go with like a porcelain just because I want it to have the lightest base possible so that the colors are able to shine through well enough. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow bases, and this is the Be Perfect Prime and Perfect eyeshadow priming base, and it is bomb. One thing I really love about it is the fact that I apply it on, then I use either a sponge or a brush to pat it down. Now you don't have to like fully allow it to dry for it to absorb the pigment and you know, begin to do your look. So I think that's one thing that's really good about it. So make sure you have yourself a good base. Also, as you can see, this side, well, it's creased a little bit probably because I'm blinking, but this one is slightly hooded, but make sure you pat it down so that you get all of the creases out and it's just one flat finish. You don't want to apply your eyeshadow and it's creased because it will affect it and you will see it. Now, I normally do not plan out my eyeshadow looks as far as exactly what I'm going to be doing each and every time. Now, sometimes I will have a color theme or picture that inspired me, and I just kind of create from there. But I also like to make sure that I pick my eyeshadow palettes prior to actually doing the look. So it's just not using these two here. This is the Michaela J palette and Glam Light, and then we're going to be using the Be Perfect, what do you call it? The Scepter Palette. So I'm probably going into these two, and I will attach the picture that I'm using as an inspiration. And as I stated before, we will not be doing a cut crease today, so I will show you how we do a different look. Alright, now when you have picked out your palette, you know what colors you're going to be using, what palettes you're going to be using, and your base is set. The next step is brushes. And my favorite go-to brushes are always Morphe brushes. I just love the hairs on their brushes and the way it blends out my looks. But yeah, so I like to find a good packing brush, and the first one I'm going to start with is the M433, and it's like short and fat, kind of to be able to pick up the pigment initially and then press it down, but I will show you. So we're first going to go in with this purple shade in the Michaela J palette, and this is called Part 2, and I'm just show you, like, I literally, sorry, I thought you guys could see, I literally just pack it enough so I can see it really good. And I like to start here. So we're first going to go in with this purple shade in the Michaela J palette, and this is called Part 2, and I'm just show you, like, I literally, sorry, I thought you guys could see, I literally just pack it enough so I can see it really good. And I like to start on this outer corner, and if you notice, I'm just patting. So we're literally picking up and patting the pigment down. Don't blend out anything, just kind of create your shape. But my focus is always the pigment colors to really shine through. And then I will spend time blending out the outer edge only, not the entire like color I've laid down, only because you want to keep that pigment. So I'm going to press this or pat this down all over. Right, so it's on both lids. So what I do is I take the back side of the brush with that I previously used, and at the very rim, the very top here, I'll just kind of lightly, now mind you, hold your hand towards the back of the brush. This will eliminate or help you to control the amount of pressure that you're applying on the brush, and then it makes for a better blending practice. And just on the outer edge, we're just going to blend this out ever so slightly, so that way when I go to pick up the next shade, it seamlessly blends one into another, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so this is what it looked like before. I have not touched this eye, and this is what it looks like now. And again, like I said, I just blended out just on the outer edges. Okay, as I get closer to the top of my eye, or I guess like right under the brow, I like to go in with a smaller blending brush. I could go even like slightly more smaller, and this is the M514. It's another smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna go into this pink shade called Iconic. And then I actually do the exact same. So we're gonna pack and pick it up right where we blended out the outer edge of the purple. We're gonna place the pink there, like literally right on top. Now I know that this is when the time comes in where you're actually gonna have to spend time blending, and you may have to go back and forth between the two colors to get the shade that you want. Okay, so the two have been fully blended out, and I actually like the way it looks with the two colors together. So I even took the pink brush without going back into the whatever was excess left on the brush. I blended on the top of the lid, and I love the color that it created between the purple and the pink. So I'm going to leave this as my base, and I probably will do a color on the bottom lid down here, but I like to do that last. So that's when the Be Perfect Scepter Palette will come into play. But as of right now, I'm gonna grab some mega liners and and I'll show you how to use those. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the Chanel Cosmetics. It's a mellow liner, and this is in the shade Red. And then I'm using it's a nail designer brush that I found off of Amazon, and these work great when you're doing designs. Excuse me. Now, I will show you a few designs, but I'll probably get off of here, finish the look, and come back once it's complete. So this video is not too long. But I really wanted to show you just a few of my blending techniques, so that way you can kind of understand how I do the base of my colorful looks before we get too deep as far as different techniques and cut creases and all that good. And we're back. So I've added the liner, and I went ahead and added some jewels. Now, I know you guys see the jewels I use a lot. I normally get them off of Amazon. They come in tubes like the iridescent and clear ones. But yeah, these are awesome to purchase. These are also nail designs, but like I said, you can find them on Amazon for cheap. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead and apply our color to the, and I just do like maybe 2 or 3 little dots, just so I can have a good pigment. And then I just go in with a brush to buffer it out. But I like to make sure I have a good base down here as well, because especially if I want to see the pigment, you want to be able to see it. So lighter pigment. And as I told you guys before, we're going to go into the Scepter Palette. This is another one of my favorite palettes. But here it is, and I think I'm going to use a red. So we have Boss Lady, and we have Canary. This is more like a maroonish like red. I don't know. I might just go in Boss Lady because I want a red, because I'm going to do a red lip as well. I like to go in with a brush like this, and this is M431. It's small. You can get in there real good. And I'm just gonna pack. Always pack down here, meaning I just pick it up with the brush and pat all along. I do not blend it out because I want to keep the pigment. So let me finish this up. I forgot to give you guys a close-up of the liner work I did, but here is the entire eye. I like how it came out. But yeah, so I'll be back. And the final look is complete. I'm absolutely in love with how it turned out. This is probably my favorite eye, but I love them both. I like how everything went. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial with the basics of blending and applying the eyeshadow and how I keep my pigments. If you have any questions, please list them below. I will happily answer them. And stay tuned for the next Makeup Monday.